I think it's time to go after Ruby. Good morning, Premier. Well, let's see what kind of trouble we can get into. Hello, Cat Jam. I see the crazy has begun. What the hell?
This isn't just glass. These are old computation components.
These are computer components?
Yes, filament memories. From the time when wires were cast in glass, slides with an inlaid nervous system.
How'd they do that? And why?
The how was a closely guarded secret. Something that was locked in safes in human heads across the river where they were manufactured. As to why, your fingers don't know.
Hey, Kim. Look, old cybernetics.
So it is. I think it is used to form a single system, slotted in the wall.
So this is all that remains of failed R&D?
The rest of the building seems to have been picked clean.
Could this be part of the failed playback experiment?
These? No. These are old filament memories. I hope you're not expecting to find that device here. You will be disappointed.
Man, your ChatGPT history must be quite the roller coaster.
All you'll find here is pain.
All you will find is pain. Catjam would be hunted by every nation on the earth.
Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain, like you've never felt before. Through the static, you hear a woman's voice. It's like 1,000 radio stations are being blasted into your head all at once. But her words are the only ones you can make out.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make it worse.
Says the shadowy figure by the machine.
Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance. But here we are.
The voice coming through the whirlwind of pain is not malicious. She doesn't want to hurt you, but she doesn't wish to hurt you. Not according to your ear canals. Wait, no, not even your ear canals. This is going directly into your neural pathways. That's an awful decision. Why would you not want to shield yourself from it? It's an entirely new type of experience. Way worse than all the previous ones.
Can't believe I failed the pain threshold roll. What the crap? Thanks, Gadjam.
Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest.
You're under arrest.
Really now? Check this out.
She turns the dial in her hand.
You're overwhelmed with a new surge of violent static. It feels like a blood vessel exploded in your brain.
What's happening to me?
I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in its field.
Blasted from that pale emitter that Angus mentioned.
I saw your equations. It's the ULAN frequency.
Saw my equations? You've been sniffing through my lorry, right? I expected as much. I am a bit surprised you knew what you were looking at. A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the Pale more manageable. With a lot of these, you can force a radio signal grid on the Pale, literally crunch the distance across it. Signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun job manning those stations. All alone out there in the Pale, people lose their minds in just a few years.
So, what we are experiencing is a concentration of radio waves.
He gestures towards something with great effort.
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for forcing dimensions on something that doesn't have them. Needless to say, the frequencies used are out of this world. At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for Pale latitude compression. That's why you may be hearing some numbers. But you might also hear, or think you're hearing, local radio chatter.
She's been holed up in here for a while with no one to talk to. Keep her talking, and you just might get an opportunity to break you loose.
Have you experienced the compressor yourself?
Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical thing to do. Can't say that I enjoyed it. The field was weaker, but I can imagine what you're going through.
How did you get your hands on this thing?
I built it myself.
She nods toward her torture device.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that, aren't we?
Oh yeah, way beyond.
She studies her death ray and the law officials trapped in it. Will it stay like this forever?
No. Once I shut down the compressor, the pain will end. It may take a few minutes for you to steady yourself, though. It's a bit like waking out of a very confusing dream.
This is all great, but let's talk about the man who was killed.
Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my trap instead. That's all there is to say about it.
Please, could you just turn it down so I can ask you something?
If you've got something really important to say, you can do it through the white noise.
If you're looking for a deal on mattresses. The lieutenant clutches his head, grimacing.
God damn it.
She regards you and Kim with sudden sympathy.
Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
She steps reluctantly out of the shadows, the pain lessens.
The gun she's carrying is a two-barreled front loader, not like the murder weapon. Well, it doesn't feel much better, but you can form sentences now. Thinking doesn't seem to hurt as much. Just keep her talking, and you'll get through this.
How did you know we were coming?
I heard you in the passages, and I've been preparing for quite a while.
By hiding bullets under floorboards?
So you found my shack, huh? I'm not surprised.
Her tone is bitter. She thinks she's been betrayed.
She didn't rat you out, by the way, Isabel the washerwoman.
So nice. That's one knife I didn't want to find in my back.
You're desperate, aren't you?
I was. Before I caught you in the Pale latitude compressor. I'm fine now.
It was dark in the shack. The waves outside had calmed down. She looked at the loaded gun. Then she cracked the barrel open and took the bullet out. Not today.
Did you shoot Lily?
No, I didn't do it. I only helped stage the lynching, though I doubt that makes much of a difference to you. Who ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? No, he wouldn't have broken first.
You're right. Classy was the first to share her suspicions.
Oh. I knew the kitten had claws, but not like this. But she couldn't have known I was on the coast. How did you find me?
Your first guess wasn't entirely off.
Titus and his boys, man. They told us you were on the coast.
Even now, Kim is a paragon of professionalism. He is trying to make a clean cut of telling her she was betrayed.
Well, fuck. Those guys liked me, I know it. If this is what happens to people whom people like...
A dull despair is creeping into her voice.
How the fuck do the rest of you get by?
Wait, wasn't it you who called me the human can opener? It's not personal. I opened them up.
I did, didn't I? Now you've come for me. Fuck them all the same.
That did make her forgive them. A little.
Honestly, I don't know how I do it. I just stumbled in here. Can you please explain this stuff to me?
What shit? I told you I didn't do it. Sounds pretty simple to me.
Did you say that Lily was a likable person?
I didn't like him. Hardened mercenaries aren't particularly likable types.
Did you feel protective of the Union?
Yeah, sure. And I didn't like Wild Pines sending in those foreign hirelings. Me and a fuck ton of other people around here.
She didn't hate him, okay?
You don't feel sympathy for mercs? It's hard work.
Plenty of broken people who don't come with that kind of body count. Besides, they're paid well for what they do.
There's nothing more personal that you had against him? Perhaps his way with women?
You think I was envious of his conquests? Look, pussy's not a problem for me. And definitely not a reason to off someone.
See her confident gaze, her toned arms. Yeah, she wouldn't have had much trouble in the intimacy department.
I have other questions.
I'm listening.
Do you have an alibi when Layla was shot?
Man, I was with the boys the whole night. I hope they at least bothered to impress that upon me.
There were 10 minutes I couldn't account for.
You mean the length of a toilet break? That wouldn't even have been enough time.
Our investigation has shown that 15 minutes was just enough time to commit the murder.
Wow. Now I'm curious. Please, explain.
Play pinball much?
No. Not since I was 14 and hanging out in the only diner in Dardun. Haven't been into low-risk, no-reward games since moving to the city.
Somewhere on the outskirts of Forberg, a scrawny teenage girl stands by the side of the road, greeting passing vehicles with a callous thumb turned upward. She's tired. She wants to leave, but she knows she will come back.
Why?
There are some mysterious pinball machines in some pretty mysterious rooms in the whirling.
Yeah, and probably some ghosts from the time of the suzerain. I'm not really interested in supernatural mysteries.
Wait, what kinds of mysteries interest you then?
Not murder mysteries either, if that's what you're thinking.
She looks you in the eye, impassively, making it clear that she's not planning to comment on the matter any further.
What about elevators? Do you like elevators?
The fuck do elevators have to do with anything?
Do you or don't you?
Not particularly.
Not even quaint, old, rickety ones.
I'm not really into old shit for old shit's sake.
God damn it!
Look, there's a secret way from the ground floor of the whirling to the roof.
Don't know it. But also,
She frowns, studying your face.
the shot couldn't have come from the roof. Or we would have all heard it downstairs.
She has a point there. No one mentioned.
The pain stops him from finishing the sentence.
That didn't go super well. You've got to lay something better on her.
You liked Classier a lot.
I considered her a good friend, yeah.
Is peeping one of your hobbies?
Wow. Pissing, pinball, and now peeping. I'm just not following your insinuations, Detective.
There's a hole in the wall. You can see in the Cus's room. I wouldn't blame you if you...
If I want to stare at a pretty girl, I can pick one up at a bar. Or, worst case scenario, look at a naughty photo. Who has time to go skulking about the Warling, drilling holes in walls?
Cassie looks like a girl on one of your posters. She seems to be your type.
What the fuck, man? She's everyone's type. She's your type. Are you sure you're not the one who was excited about the peephole?
So you haven't been watching Cassie through a hole in wall?
Nope. Look, she has an effect on people. That je ne sais quoi that makes it impossible not to look at her when she walks into the room, and very difficult to look away. But travel enough and you realize, for the same reason that she's everyone's type as an object of desire, she's not irreplaceable.
But you want her to be more than just friends.
Oh, so that's where you were going with this.
She said you wanted to run away with her.
That's a very sentimental way of putting it. We both had pasts we didn't want to catch up with us, and we enjoyed listening to music together. Why not go on a road trip?
The lieutenant watches her expectantly, occasionally shaking from the pain.
Okay, fine. I was into her. Clausy was into me too for a time, I know it. We even fooled around once. And yeah, after that I thought maybe we could make a go of it.
And what happened?
She rejected me with some wishy-washy bullshit about how she was confused because she felt so close to me and valued my friendship so much, and how guilty she felt for leading me on. I knew that wasn't the whole story, but thought, fine, I'll take it and move on.
No ill will then. It wasn't a problem for her.
Cassie said you got very angry when she started seeing Lily, threatened her.
Yeah. One time when we'd both been drinking, I said some heated things about how dangerous her patterns with men were. I was a little worried she'd blow it out of proportion in her head. All the drugs she was doing can make you feel like you're living in a DeLorean tragedy.
And despite everything, you helped her by staging the lynching?
Yeah, the girl seemed terrified. The merc was beyond caring what happened to his mortal coil. It was a no-brainer.
There are other things I ask about.
Go ahead. It's your body.
And mine too, he thinks. But keep on. This must be done.
Did you leave any flowers for Cassie on the roof?
No. Gifts of flowers and candy aren't really my style.
Not even wildflowers, Maybelle, for example?
Nope.
But Cassie was mourning.
I never did understand why, when someone dies, a hothouse's worth of flowers has to die too.
Okay, so you didn't leave Maybelle's.
No, I did not.
You're running drugs for the Union. I've been through your lorry.
So, Heart of Gold Tommy fucked me over too. Never trust a musician.
That really comes as a blow to her.
No, he didn't. I found my own way in.
Okay, great. You got into my lorry on your own. What now? You're going to arrest me for drug trafficking?
That's what happens when you stop jerking it, Ramir. You lose that wrist power.
Beneath it, she's relieved Tommy didn't betray her.
You had a financial incentive to kill the merc.
Man, it's to get away from all that murderous shit that I left Jamrock, my previous employer, for the Union.
Lieutenant is unable to articulate his question.
I got lucky being a dispatcher. Never had to do any of the really dirty work myself. This gun has only been used for self-defense against serious scum.
She turns the knob down just a millimeter.
Then, it's going to be easier to reach the machine now.
But you're threatening us with it.
Based on what I've heard about you, you are serious scum.
She responds, holding your gaze.
There's a sinister note in her voice. Even with the gun and the compressor, she's afraid of you.
Okay, let's take a step back.
Yeah? Where?
More questions before doing anything.
Who killed the merc, if it wasn't you?
How should I know? As I keep saying, he already had a bullet in his head when I got to him, and there hasn't been any useful gossip over the radio.
Those rings around her eyes, her tired voice. She's been staying up late, listening in on the conversations crisscrossing Martinez.
Police radio? You've been following the case?
Who hasn't? You know, I can still see him there, in Claus's room, lying on his side. He was still warm, but the bluish light coming through the broken window made him look as though he'd been dead for a good long while.
What happened Sunday night? Tell me your version.
She eyes you warily, as though gauging your sincerity.
It's okay. We just want to...
He struggles to finish the sentence.
All right, don't kill yourself over it. I was shooting the shit with Hardy and the boys over a few beers, like always. Then Klasia comes in, all pale and shuddering. She sits down with a drink, trying to steady her nerves. So I grab a seat next to her.
Wait, did she also seem high to you?
Oh yeah, super. But I didn't think too much of it at first. I'd seen her party hard before.
This woman has seen people OD. Glacia wasn't quite there yet, so why worry?
Claudia said you knew something was wrong immediately.
No, I really didn't. She's not that easy to read. I just assumed she'd done too much blow. It wouldn't be a first for her. But no such luck. She was in some deep shit. She asked me to come upstairs. The merc she'd been going with was lying on the bedroom floor, dead. I knew she couldn't get the authorities involved, so yeah.
You made it look like he'd been hanged.
Claudia said you seemed to have a plan prepared when you got there.
What? No. Faking a lynching was her idea.
She looks shaken. She wasn't surprised to be ratted out, but framed.
Her idea?
Yeah, in cold blood. It really surprised me how quickly she was able to get a hold of herself once we got up there. It was like she was another person. The party girl was gone. She asked me to help her drag him into the shower so she could wind the shower head around his neck to fake lividity. Then she dressed him while I went to get the Hardy boys.
Glacia knew exactly what she was doing. You can't remain calm under pressure otherwise.
That's bad that she'd be so calm.
Yeah. I wasn't sure whether to admire her or be disturbed.
Do you think she killed Lily herself?
As I keep telling you cops, we didn't hear anything downstairs. No gunshot, nothing.
But even if this is true, weren't you worried this lynching might lead to...
War? The thought crossed my mind. But the mercenary's death was going to have repercussions either way. Although the way things are going, fuck it. I'm not responsible for these people after what they did to me.
Her grip on the gun is tight. Her arms toned. Her posture solid. Martinez lost a valuable defender.
If you didn't kill him, why hide?
I saw you roll into town. I wasn't about to stick around for questioning by a goddamn La Puta Madre agent.
Interesting. Okay, so La Puta Madre are known for their brutality.
That strange, distant fear is getting close now. It's a fear of yourself.
What do you mean, La Puta Madre agent?
Yes, you. Everyone says you're his peon, his human can opener.
Yeah, you like my slurred Spanish?
Through the sudden sharp pain in your head, you hear the lieutenant mumble something to himself. Fucking hell. And why me? I hear through the white noise. It's especially bad suddenly. Felt like a vein exploded.
Who's everyone? How do you know this?
Everyone in Jamrock. The cops, the criminals. Why do you think I'm holed up in here with a goddamn death ray waiting for you?
La Puta Madre. I've heard of La Puta Madre. He's dangerous, right?
Is that a joke or a threat? I'm guessing both.
I'm sorry, I know I'm supposed to know all about this, but I lost my memory recently.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure La Puta Madre himself will explain it all to you soon enough.
A man in a white suit walks through a garden coaxed from soil that had once been covered in asphalt. A city block closed off from the rest of the city by dark buildings. Rows and rows of poppies, most of which have lost their pink bloom, flank his steps. The man looks around, then up at the sky, sighs. Taking out a knife, he crouches at the end of one flower bed. He scores a seapod, very gently. Milky sap begins to ooze out. The pain comes over you again.
What did you do to this mother anyway?
You've been to my lorry. You think the biggest player in Jamrock appreciates competition? And now I have hairy can opener in my lair. Fucking Titus.
She's not going to change her mind that easily. She still perceives you as a threat.
Do you know about the bunker next door?
What bunker?
The communist hideout back there.
Don't know anything about it. No one's been around since I set up camp. But I'm sure I'm not the first vagabond to...
Her voice trails off in a white noise in your head. It feels like an aneurysm approaching. My God. And we're ready. Is she not gonna shoot me? This scene is so weird.
You did it. The compressor lies broken on its side. It's quiet in your head again. It still hurts like hell. But
You okay, Kim?
All good, officer. Be careful.
she looks at the machine, assessing the damage. Her hand trembles.
Oh, fuck it.
Uh-oh. What are you doing?
Problem solving.
She mutters.
Ma'am, put the gun down. That's not the solution to your problems. You are...
Oh, yes it is.
You should know the words to say. You've been here yourself. So why is it not coming to you?
Uh-oh.
Because you've misread the situation from the beginning. And now her finger squeezes the trigger.
Come on, one idea. I need one idea.
No, wait. Finally, it comes to you. A way to connect with her.
I know your pain. I've been let down by women too.
She flashes you an incredulous grin. Then she exhales sharply, shakes her head, and pulls the trigger.
My God.
You watch as her brains trickle out through her neon hair.
She killed herself. I failed to talk her down.
Lieutenant Yefreitor Dubois, control your emotions. We did our job. This won't be the worst thing that happens on this case, believe me. You can't let this break you.
There is no coming back from this one. It will stay with you in nightmares.
Why is my pain threshold so mediocre? That's fine. Okay. What do we do now?
We clean up. It may take days for processing to pick up her body. We need to move it somewhere. That tent there.
A parka? Cool. Composure and shivers. Sick. Dark water trails into the distance. There is no way out. Cooking utensils. She had prepared herself porridge with bananas.
The plain red tent stands by dispassionately.
Let's look inside.
You see a rolled-up sleeping bag and personal belongings.
We should put her in the sleeping bag, so the rats don't get to her.
Okay, let's carry her over here.
The lieutenant nods. There she lies, cocooned in the sleeping bag, surrounded by empty cigarette packs, books, and half-read magazines.
Shine my flashlight on the books and magazines.
Assorted soft covers, mostly pulp horror. A motor carriage lies buried in the snow on one cover. On another, a ghost airship. You also see a collection of radio enthusiast magazines.
See anything?
The lieutenant peeks in over your shoulder.
Rager Monthly, Journal of Material Science. More Technological Digest. One of the magazines doesn't have images on the cover. It's not a magazine, it's a leather notebook. You pocket the worn brown leather journal. She watches by, motionless.
We should read this immediately, like right now.
Okay.
A thick journal. The cover is worn like someone used to carry it around in their back pocket.
Let's examine the cover.
It's made of full-grain leather. The lower left corner of the back cover sports an embossed brand name, Schneller. This was important to her when it was still hers.
Unwind the strap.
The journal falls open. About 2/3 of its ruled pages have been filled.
Study the handwriting.
The large cursive of someone who writes quickly and confidently, perhaps too confidently. Many phrases and even paragraphs have been crossed out, with tiny corrections scrawled above and in the margins.
Let's flip through the pages.
It's a mix of logistical notes, diagrams, and personal reflections, all dated.
We could learn a lot from this.
What kinds of logistics?
Hard to tell exactly. It's mostly noted down in code. Looks like contact information, quantities, directions.
There could be useful information about local operations in those notes. We have a junior sergeant at my station who's good with codes. I can give this to her after we finish this.
Professionalism is his coping mechanism.
What are the diagrams of?
Esoteric radio technology. The most recent ones probably pertain to the latitude compressor, sketches, calculations of distance and density. You make out a familiar spiral shape.
Anything personal?
Short, wry observations of people and places. Probably a way to pass the time on the road. Also, what appears to be attempts to sort through some difficult decisions. There are a few passages with many questions in them. Staff issues. Always tough on the leadership. You smell traces of betrayal.
How far back do the entries go?
The first entry is from August 2nd of last year. It reads simply, I know my position is precarious. All I can do is make myself as useful as I can while looking for a way out. Remember, no one is indispensable.
2 hours and 40 minutes, data basics. 3 p.m. EDT. What did she write the day Lele died?
Nothing on March 4th. March 5th, though. Well, that's bound to come back and bite me in the ass. I'm bad at this. Loyal to a fault. But that's another matter entirely. You have no idea what she means. These are personal notes. Don't expect to understand all of it.
Anything about La Puta Madre?
That name isn't mentioned as far as you can tell.
No mention of La Puta Madre.
What about this M? Could this be La Puta Madre? Here, March 9th and March 15th.
Let's read the entry.
Great. M's peon is coming to town, no doubt to investigate the lynching. But also, I feel it in my gut to finally put a bullet in my head while I'm napping in my lorry or on a smoke break. Well, I won't stick around just to twist my own neck by constantly looking over my shoulder. Then again, isn't that what I've been doing ever since I got the call? Things played out just as she had feared, except You didn't shoot her. It's in you to do something like this. Kill her. Physically, at least. You could pull the trigger if you had to.
What a coincidence.
Is it? Can you be sure? What if you are secretly being manipulated by La Puta Madre as you pursue this investigation? What if he wiped your memory on purpose?
Let's read the entry from March 12th.
Been holed up here for 3 days now. I'm used to being alone and all, but I don't know when I'll be able to leave, or if I'll be ratted out. They will rat me out, of course. I've made it a point to believe in the best in people, the boys, for example. But experience tells me, did M feel truly betrayed by me? I was feeling threatened. He'd have to know if he threatened people, they'd take measures to protect themselves. Even I know that. Economic measures first of all. Gotta make a living, right? I can still hear his voice in the receiver. Taste the plastic. The entry ends abruptly.
What's the most recent journey? Most recent entry? My
The
God.
most recent entry is from today. It reads, even when I leave here, if I leave here alive, what's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder on top of that. Forever on the run. Not really my idea of the open road. Man, I was really looking forward to winning.
I don't think she killed the mercenary. It looks like she might have been framed.
This whole thing was a detour, and a fatal one, he thinks. Don't get emotional.
So she died for nothing?
She was in plenty of trouble, even without the murder charge. Still, it's a nasty business.
Kim, am I really a La Puta Madre agent?
No, I don't think you are. Ask someone in your precinct if you want to be sure.
His trust is well placed. You aren't. You can feel it.
Then who do you think killed the merc?
Claudia was the one who pointed the finger at Ruby. Perhaps she was trying to steer us away from herself, or...
He stops to think. But no one heard the shot.
maybe she had an accomplice. Either way, we need to keep an eye on her. One thing is for certain. We have business back in the whirling and rags. Questions to ask. We should get to it.
6 crumbling petals rest on your palm. They're white, a bell-shaped crown.
What is this, Kim?
This is the Insulindian lily, called Maybells or Lucille's tears during the Revolution. Girls used to pin these on soldiers before sending them off to battle.
Is it a coincidence, it being on the roof?
Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see.
Who pinned them? Which side?
The revolutionaries, so the communards and the anarchists. White's their color, but the custom started in the suzerain's army, so it held meaning for the kingsmen too. It's about girls and boys more than sides. Girls sending off boys who are going to their deaths, then also dying themselves in the ruins from dysentery and consumption. It's a symbol of the Civil War.
Does this flower blossom in early spring?
Yes, but not this early, not to my knowledge. It looks dried, preserved.
Very well.
The petals feel dry and fragile in your hand. Water flows under the channel bridge. Dark water. You rub your sides for warmth, but there is none.
Pull on your fingers.
Inland, above the Martinez distributary, the channel that brought wastewater from the silk mills of Jamrock, and then dead bodies during the war. The wrinkled fingers of an old man crush flower petals, then sprinkle them in the stream like white salt.
Interesting. Okay.
Wasteland of reality. Congrats, you're sober. It will take a while for your body to remember how to metabolize anything that isn't sugar from alcohol. So you're going to be pretty ravenous soon.
This is
Eat
pretty
plenty.
awful.
You can expect your coordination and balance to improve in a couple of weeks. In 2 months, you might start sleeping
one's psych,
like a
though.
normal person. Full recovery will take years, though. It'll be depressing, and it'll be boring. Don't expect any further rewards or hand claps. This is how normal people are all the time.
So I have insomnia, but I lost a bunch of stuff? Wait. Yeah, okay. So I got one psych, but I ended up losing Inland Empire and Suggestion, but because I'm normalish now? Okay. That's fine, I guess. Jaw's still weird. Swallowing. So I don't get a bonus from the thought for suggestion, even though... Wait, I'm confused. Why is this not applied? Is this just some crappy bug, or is there something that's actually minusing my suggestion? I mean, there's that, I guess. So -1, +1, and then 5 psych. Okay. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Alright, let's blow this popsicle stand. I don't know why I can't fast travel sometimes. Do I even want to call my station about this nonsense?
Our tenant, please.
Ruby shot herself. LOL. Okay. I'm actually surprised I can't talk to her about that. All right, let's call the station. That'll be fun. See if we can have a psychotic break. What's that all about?
Stop. Just up ahead. Danger. What you have isn't enough. You'll need more firepower. A ranged weapon. Your Kvalzun KR2 multi-tool looks impressive, shining in the cold spring light. But what can it do against military-grade weaponry?
What am I supposed to do?
Be prepared. Make sure you have your pepper box in your hand. Your fingers reflexively reach for the Villiers 9mm pistol in your pocket.
I'm not sure I feel ready for what lies ahead.
Then you'd better get ready. Whatever happens, I've got your back.
Uh-oh. Things are gonna go down. How many bullets do I even have? Like 0? Which one's better? Probably this one, right? Alright, Sunshine. How you doing? I have 2 bullets!
Holding the gun feels natural and satisfying. It's like an extension of your arm, the polished wooden handle almost fusing into your palm.
I think my hand recognizes it.
It reminds you of the day you first held it, with fear and respect, hoping you don't have to use it in vain. The sun was out in Jamrock. It was so long ago. This is your gun. It's angry at you for losing it. Everyone is. The least you can do is press your
I
lips
drank a little
against
bit too much
cold
last night, but
steel
I'm actually
to
feeling okay.
apologize, and then just try to go on living.
Interesting. Nobody's out. This is gonna be bad times.
I'm all out of shits to give, loincloth. Welcome to the fucking reckoning.
Put your damn gun down. People are gonna get hurt. We need to talk this through. All
Hey,
right?
that's exciting. Hopefully it was as smooth as it could be.
Shut up! You're not gonna talk yourself out of this, loincloth shit fuck.
Oh, look at that booty.
This is the mercenary at the gates. His chest rises and falls under the ceramic breastplate. His fingers reach for the butt of his sidearm. There's something very wrong with him.
He's dangerous. Shh. The lieutenant raises his left hand.
This is a misunderstanding. Nothing irreversible has happened yet. You can just return to your unit and forget all about this.
The Kipt is merciful, willing to spare us if we just forget about our murdered and humiliated commander. I think we should just kill everyone, Corty.
You are all drunk. Come to your senses. You won't gun down 7 people in the middle of the street. This isn't a frontier town or a jungle outpost.
Easy, Lizzie. Let me handle it. I know guys like this. I'm sure we can come to a peaceful agreement. Ain't that right, fellas?
He is facing overwhelmingly superior firepower, and he knows it.
Peaceful.
Sounds like the armored figure is weeping.
Nest in your abdominal cavity like a little wild mouse. The masked man's words are barely intelligible, but you can hear them.
Fuck, there's a third one. How did we miss something like this?
The lieutenant points to the helmeted figure.
This third one, he is the most dangerous of them all, heavily armed. The lieutenant is genuinely worried for his life. You should consult him before getting in there.
What do we do?
My plan is not to get killed, but we have to intervene.
We're out of time. This is...
The Mercenary Tribunal.
The big one is the mercenary at the gates.
If this turns into a firefight, we should take him out first.
Stop! This is the police!
Get lost, comedian. You cops had your chance. Now it's fucking time for some justice.
He licks his lips, waving his gun at the crowd, losing his balance for a moment. He staggers backwards.
I think he's calmed down a bit. No, he didn't. He's about to open fire.
No, he's calming down. I can talk to him.
You can't think that way now. This is serious.
Pig fuck!
The voice from beneath the helmet interrupts your thoughts. You only make out the last word. That's my day today. Not a problem, or not bad, man. How about you? Easy now. No one needs to die here today.
Oh, people are gonna die today. We're not leaving it like this. These tribals hung him up for everyone to see.
No one is going to kill anyone. Let's just put the guns down and talk like civilized human beings.
With a wordless gurgle, the killer loads his long rifle. The leader gives a small nod to the helmeted man. Suddenly, the grip of your sidearm feels comforting and warm in your hand.
Not really night masks,
Feels like
but
it's saying, do it.
it's all good.
Shoot him in the mouth. Shoot him before he shoots you. Even if it comes to a fight, it's always a good idea to drag it out first. Get under his skin. Peace. Always peace. It has worked thus far. Start with the first idea you have, then move down from that. Please.
Listen, they didn't do it.
Yeah? Who did then?
It was someone else. Someone who's not here right now.
How fucking convenient.
He was shot from a great distance. A sniper did it.
You think I'm fucking stupid, cop? What if I just shot one of your pals here, right now, huh? How about the kid? Tell me, it's a magic fucking sniper one more time.
Listen, please. This cop and this drumhead court marshal won't decide who...
He's gonna do it. He's gonna shoot her.
Should I just pump a bunch of points into logic and hope for the best? Oh, I can't even do that. I can put 2 points in here, maybe. What does it get me? Yeah, there's no way.
Your mind grinds to a halt. All
No.
you can see is the revolver in the man's armored hand, swaying, pointed at her. You move your mouth like a fish gasping for air.
No, she wasn't even there.
He pulls the trigger. A plume of smoke erupts from the muzzle. The shot rings in your ears. A low, tinny ring.
Uh-oh, things are
Then
going down.
The Hardy Boys yell something.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
The woman grabs her left side. She's down. Her white shirt soaks a blood red around her abdomen. She gasps for air.
Fuck this!
The man starts pulling something out from his pocket.
There's a coarse shuffle against something. Is it a gun?
Gene! Cancel Lizzie! Now!
This sucks. How many more years until I become a millionaire? Oh my god. I think the math says as long as nothing crazy happens, it's gonna be like 10 years.
Dangerous. Ask about him first. You don't want personal facts about his dead friend coming out of your mouth. He has to start it.
Who are you, Cordy?
Sergeant Major Raoul Cortiner, reporting in to burn this fucking mud hut to the ground.
He points at the whirling in rags.
As he moves, the interlocking pieces of his armor click softly.
For killing, maiming, and humiliating our commanding officer, you're all sentenced to death by lead.
He had blue eyes, didn't he, the colonel?
Baby blue, yeah. Like someone fucked up and put a baby's eyes on a grown man.
He smiles, pulling his face in a strange way.
It was creepy, but bitches like that shit, I guess. Or, I don't know what bitches like. I just know how to mow down cloths.
Unexpected expenditures like new vehicles, air conditioning, furnace or whatever, property damage, downturn in the market, getting laid off. There's all kinds of things, man. Bonanno 41. That really happened, didn't it?
Our colonel did what he had to do. It was either one cunt or 100 of them. Rude here.
He points to him.
In your shit pipes, right in the fucking...
Indecipherable mumbling.
He likes to fire mortars at random coordinates. Wipe out mud huts like that. When he gets bored. Lely knew how to command.
He was a good commander. I can see you miss him.
It's in a financial crisis from an individual purchasing power perspective, but its market is still fine.
Oh yeah, he would have commanded this fuckhell way better than I did. But that didn't happen, because Hayseed, Bill, and Kipsy the Kipt here
He points to Titus and Eugene.
fucking murdered him. Had him stink the village up for 2 weeks after. And you fucks did nothing.
He points at you.
Listen, man. We told you we...
Told us what? What did you say, tattoo fuck? You'll die next. Right when the she-kit's out.
Listen, you're Lele. Everyone says good things about him. He was a talker.
Fuck do you mean?
We've heard testimony. People say he was charismatic, a nice guy to be around.
Yeah, he liked to chat up the natives. Share leaflets. Squeeze a bit of kip-tass here and there. Great fucking idea that turned out to be.
He points toward the yard.
If Lely was here, he would spare the lot of you. Maybe shoot one for show. But me, I'm not a big fan of public affairs, clay monkey. I'll gun every one of you down for what you did.
It's true, Night Masks. Like, my electricity bill is like $300 this month. Not great.
Ready to open fire, Major. At your command.
Your colonel did not deserve to go out like that. I promise I will find his killer.
Find his killer. Cop, his killers stand right there, shitting their pants, and you're standing in the way, protecting them.
They didn't...
The woman holds onto her side, teeth rattling.
Shush. Blood's all gone out now. Not long to go till the rattle starts. 1 down, girl. 7 to go.
Big talk, but you got him to admit he's a bad leader. It's a small thing, but it got him off center.
You're all drunk. Look at yourselves.
Yes. So what?
Yeah? So what? You should be drunk too. Or, like, drunker. You don't want to die sober, do you?
Your judgment is impaired. You'll regret this.
Nah. I'm clear as day. Fucking government-ordained super soldier.
Enough already! What is this? We didn't come here to fucking chat!
Interrupt me again and I will execute you on the spot, Lance Corporal.
The outburst is accompanied by yellowish saliva around his mouth. I don't think exploitation is the right path, Night Masks. Who is that? I didn't know you had a third guy.
Rude. Rude is the killer. Rude, the killer, Howen Cloven. He doesn't talk much.
All of you cunts inside out.
The killer?
The gunner. The raddest. The killer.
He points to the figure clad entirely in ceramic plate.
What do you think he does?
There, on the rim of Owen Cloven's helmet, you count little stick figures. 19, 20, 21.
I'm a killer too.
You're a tit-sucking pig. I'm gonna show you, killer.
What are we waiting for? Let's blow that pig fucking mouth off his face.
Lance Corporal, just fucking shut up and wait for your order.
He is not used to commanding or leading. He feels uncomfortable. He'd rather shoot to kill.
Where's Classy? She can explain this.
Who the fuck is that?
Glacia, the woman upstairs, where is she?
She left!
What do you mean she left?
She left! Her room's cleaned out! Right before these assholes showed up!
We should have arrested her.
The lieutenant whispers, his eyes still on the armed mercenaries.
You can feel how upset he is with himself. Just for a second. Then the fear takes over and he's back in the moment.
Hey, Bushman! Your little cunt isn't gonna help you out of this one!
She's gone. Forget about it now. Concentrate on this.
Should I boop him? What do you think, chat? Do we blast? I feel like this is actually a very bad idea in general. It's gonna result in everybody getting killed. Oh my god. Oh man. So if I shoot Cordy, I'm gonna get booped by everybody, I think. Oh man. This is kind of rough. All right, let's go for it. We're gonna pew pew. Hello, Nikogo. It's time for violence.
A plume of smoke and fire erupts from the gun, and your hand goes numb from the explosion.
Let's look through the smoke rising from the barrel.
The smoke drifts west with the wind. You hear the plaza erupt in violence, slow, like a waterfall in reverse.
Let's look at Corton now.
There is a hole in his cheek. Blood gushes out as he stumbles backward, eyes filled with rage and disbelief, gurgling, muttering something unintelligible. His lips, moving, swollen with fear, are trying to say, shoot him, but he can't. To your right, the killer raises his rifle and takes aim at you. His moves
I don't have any more juice.
But the long barrel of the rifle sways slowly. You stare down the barrel of the gun. You see Rude's mask behind it, his eyes in the slit of the helmet, like a camera lens, focusing on you. 0.6 seconds remain. There are 6 little black dots in the tip of the thick barrel, like a honeycomb. This is a knock cannon. It shoots 6 rounds in one pull of the trigger. God, you're so frail. Too frail to think further. Time is running out.
What? Are you serious? My endurance is actually... Oh, total garbage. Oh, I've taken a bunch of damage, so it counts? Oh my god. Kim, where's Kim?
From the corner of your eye, you see the lieutenant raise his pistol and aim it at Rude. He's trying to find a straight line of sight before the rifleman can take you out. In the background, the leader staggers. You leap left.
Holy crap. Oh, I'm Neo.
From your side, tearing fabric off your coat. Feels like the lightest of tucks.
I cannot be killed. I become immortal.
The man tilts his head, trying to see through the clearing smoke for the next shot. Watch out. To your left, DePaul is about to take a shot too, at Kim.
God, please.
The lieutenant says quietly, without trembling. He aims, face pale. Heh, funny bug.
He's aiming for the eye slot in Rude's helmet. An extremely difficult shot. 2 shots ring at once. One from the lieutenant's pistol, and the other from DePaul's. It's aimed at the lieutenant, but it misses. You hear a scream behind you.
Who screamed?
Glenn, dying in a puddle of blood behind you. His mangled torso has 2 gunshot wounds. Blood gushes out of them like red geysers. Oh God, watch out. You see 2 crazed eyes stare at you through all the smoke and the panic. With blood gushing from his face, the man raises his pistol at you. Then he squeezes the trigger.
No, Kajam. Look him in the eye.
The look of vengeance, framed in blood, lips shaking. This is the last thing he'll do on Earth. But he will do it. He is your end. Here it comes. Death.
Rip. Wait, I'm wearing the armor, right?
You can't. There is no time. Something inside your pelvis explodes. Your entire lower body is on fire, and your legs can't support you. You fall down like a rag doll.
Let's listen through the darkness and the pain.
The Hardy Boys are screaming, fighting, dying. Someone jumps over you. Nearby gunfire shatters glass.
Stop! The cop! Protect the cop! He's down!
Touch your lower body.
Warm blood pools underneath you. It's sticky, and there's so much of it. Don't go into shock. Hold on.
What parts of me are missing?
Most of what's down there.
Oh God.
It's all gone. Open your eyes now. You have to see what's happening. No. It's just a fear. Even if... Who cares? No one wants you anyway.
What do I see?
Nothing. A persisting darkness. Dancing lights of pain. Distant shadows cast by them. Like a hellish play.
You're bleeding out.
There's a white shadow that smells like apricots. It's always there.
Stay with me.
I shouldn't have called her. Now she hates me.
Yes, keep talking. You hear me? Stay awake.
But you can't. It's so hard. Your eyelids grow heavy, and the sounds ever more distant. And a cold comes over you. The lieutenant, too, is somewhere far away, almost gone. When suddenly, you sense something behind him. A slender white shadow towering. Someone stands there, raising her pistol at him. The lieutenant does not see it. He's pushing down on your wound with both hands.
No, Kim!
No, you say, and hand out your firearm to him. Your hand trembles, and your eyes are full of fear. That's all it takes. There is no room for hesitation. The lieutenant moves like a spring unloaded. He grabs the gun from your bloody hand and fires behind him. You hear a faint scream, a woman's. Then the sound disappears, like someone pressed stop on the tape. The woman is gone. So is Kim. Then the whole world.
Fall into total darkness.
This is death. One more door, baby. One more door.
No. Let me back into the fight.
The fight? There is no fight. The fight is over. It was lost 1,000 years ago. You have laid here forever. Keep falling deeper. Take the door. He's not taking it. His body is not taking it. Oh God, no. He's not disintegrating. He's swelling up instead. Over the hours, hurting, moaning in his sleep, and rotting, and being disinfected, and smelling of drugs, and feeling saliva in his mouth, drifting in painkillers, thrashing in his wound sleep.
He can't go. Not before the case is solved. There is a radio in the distance. A radio of the world. Playing sounds. Good morning, Elysium. Soon you will return to the world.
Hours turn to days. Soon we will get up again and go through it again. Finally, we know what the infernal engine was outside. The clarion call. It was him. He is the infernal engine. He never stops. He only gets worse.
Worst.
You see the lieutenant's familiar shape in the orange jacket. It turns double, then triple, from the pain. It's nothing. You're alive. That's what matters.
Kim.
Sunrise, Parabellum.
He's in the middle of a freshly cleaned room with a fan above his head like a halo. His face is covered in bruises. Ouch.
It's not ouch time yet. You just got the Dramamine pill an hour ago. Wait until it wears off.
The room, it's clean.
Mr. Gart cleaned it. It took him an entire day.
How long have you been out?
2 days, in and out. You've been up enough to take Dramamine and curse. And drink water.
The piss jacket, Kim. You took it off?
Yes. The joke wasn't funny anymore. I took it off.
What did you say? Sunrise.
Sunrise Parabellum. Sunrise, prepare for war. It's an old revolutionary saying.
My gun, it's engraved on it.
It served you well.
Is it war today?
The gates of the harbor are boarded up. The streets are a little more empty. Apocalyptic violence is yet to erupt, I am relieved to say.
He looks out the window.
I think we may have held it off, for now. Barely.
Good.
Yes, we have also completely failed. But that's okay.
What happened?
What happened? You shot the major in the face. A firefight ensued.
Is he dead?
Yes.
A blood-stained killer.
As retaliation, the rifleman tried shooting you. He missed, or you dodged.
I dodged.
Then I shot and wounded him, while Glenn took a bullet in the spine. It was meant for me. Glenn did not survive.
There's a pause.
This is not the first person to die in his place. He goes on.
Titus, Fat Angus, and Theo charged. Angus and Theo did not make it. They both died before they made it to intensive care. Titus survives. So do Alain and the musician. I forget his name.
Eugene?
Yes. He's still alive too. You were bleeding out by then. I think you said something about your wife, and you warned me. I was able to disarm one of them, the Pole, before she got a jump on me.
Thank you.
I killed her. And that's what happened.
And they're all dead. All 3 of the contractors?
The Pole was the last to die. Everard had their bodies returned to Crenel for a funeral. The company is yet to retaliate.
Why?
Because we deterred them? Or Joyce did? Maybe the harbor in full lockdown is too costly a target. Or maybe...
He breathes in the fumes, thinking.
Maybe they are simply taking their time and will attack soon. I don't know.
I thought you only smoked 1 a day.
This is the one.
How many casualties on the Union side total?
5. Glenn, Theo, Shanky, and Angus. The fat one. He took a lot of bullets.
There's a pause.
And Elizabeth too. Elizabeth Beaufort was her name. The gardener.
She did not make it?
No, she bled out before Everard's surgeon could help her. Everard sent his personal doctor, but a costly loss for the Union. She was being trained for leadership.
If I would have presented the theory better to their leader...
She never had a chance. She should not have been there in the first place. There was no way to convince them.
Stop this line of thought now. You're too broken for ghosts.
And that's...
all.
It's a total poop show, Kim.
Yes, officer. 6 people are dead. It's not a success.
6 or 7?
+1. Ruby.
But what's done is done. The violence is cordoned off. The Hornets did not get into the beehive. The worst scenario has not materialized. Yet. And we are still alive. Both of us.
His smoking. His hunched back. You have it worse. But he took a real beating. That cigarette has medicinal purposes.
How bad am I hurt?
Reasonably bad. You were shot in the left quadriceps. That's your thigh. The outer side, thankfully, no major arteries were nicked. The bullet was removed and a bacterial infection treated with mercurochrome.
Can I walk?
We will see.
If it's possible, then by pure willpower alone, you are going to have to become a psycho-locomotor.
I'm a psycho-locomotor.
Good. You'll need to be. Whatever that is.
Has anyone from my station been to see me?
No.
A man and a woman sit in the front seat of an armored motor carriage. The woman is driving. The man lights a cigarette. Jean Vicmer is his name. The asphalt vanishes under the wheels of the machine. Ahead, harbor cranes rise to the sky. Back to that shithole, he says.
Isn't that strange?
I called your station after the fight. The injury was
Have fun at Gogo.
They
Thanks
told
for
me
stopping
they've
by.
sent officers to join you on the site.
Odd. You haven't seen any, have you?
I'm sure they're worried about you.
If not my station, then who treated me?
I did.
Thank you.
No need.
Are you hurt?
Not very. I have a concussion from that woman beating me with the butt of her gun. I tried to not move too much. Things would be worse if you didn't warn me. Thank you. I did not see her coming. Stupid of me.
Okay.
Easy now.
The lieutenant turns double again before your eyes, an orange hue of pain.
You can take it. Just don't lean on that leg of yours too heavily.
How are you?
My disco days are done.
Your disco days should have been done quite a while back, Lieutenant Freighter.
What happens now, Kim?
I honestly don't know.
You don't know?
We can't talk to Everard. The harbor is in lockdown. Everyone in there is outside our grasp now. And Joyce has left too.
Joyce is gone?
Yes, she left yesterday morning. To meet the board of Wild Pines, or that is what I've heard. There's a pin somewhere in the machine that keeps Connell from sending in a death squad.
He looks out the window.
Maybe it's her. Maybe she kept her hand. Either way, Ruby's gone. And Classio too. We really should have arrested her, you know?
Wait, you've checked? She's really...
Guard confirmed she left 20 minutes prior to the tribunal showing up.
Who did it then, Kim? Who killed the hanged man?
I don't know. I think the theory you presented, it's someone else outside our circle of suspects, was right. It better be. Everyone within the circle is either dead or gone. Honestly, I think our investigation has not produced a single credible suspect.
This is because I'm a La Puta Madre's peon, isn't it?
Don't be narcissistic. Half the cops in Revachol West are his peonies. Even if you are, it is not a decisive factor in this case.
The effing Maybells, Kim. The flowers.
What?
This one, remember?
Every piece of garbage in the city is not connected to the case. You don't have to keep everything.
What about the hole in the ouch wall? Someone was checking her out.
I don't know. That's been there for years.
The goddamn footprints.
Yes. God curse the footprints. Not solving the case for us. Au diable.
There's still a 28% possibility the shot came from a distance.
We should go upstairs. Rethink the ballistics in situ. I agree with this. What else?
See? There's that. You can do ballistics.
An antique bullet from a Belmagrave 4.46 millimeters. How hard can it be to find one? How hard can it be?
It's extremely easy. There are thousands lying around. We found one. All completely unusable. It's precisely how easy it is to find one that makes the bullet useless.
There are all these old bunkers and weapon caches. Revolutionary era.
We could find thousands more if we wanted. All of Revachol is full of them.
But they seemed so mysterious.
Can't believe they're useless.
No need to be melodramatic.
Something is creeping around out there. I sense it.
What is?
Something.
Something.
It does not sound like he's enthused about this something. The miracle hasn't happened yet. It's not over yet.
He does not know what to reply. Looks out of the window, then back at you. It's morning outside. You think.
You know what I think about solving crimes?
He arches his brow. The ceiling fan patiently spins overhead.
Solving crimes is hard.
It really is very hard.
That concussion must be making him dizzy.
You're not ready to give up, are you?
No. Are you ready to limp?
I'm ready.
Good. Where do you want to limp to?
A gust of wind blows in from the bay. The duraluminum box around you vibrates imperceptibly. A familiar cold, a red thread on the roof upstairs. Taut, plucked like a string by the gust.
We should check the room upstairs.
Why not? Another look at the window, perhaps? The one he was shot through. I don't know. I can't think of anything better.
I guess maybe I should put the gun away for now. Man, that was intense. Oh wait, that's the boombox. Flashlight? Sure. Look, the door's open. You can walk right into Kim's room. You see gleaming white enamel. No bottles inside.
The bathroom mirror has been wiped completely.
The alarm is set for 6:50 a.m.
These papers bear the stamp of the RCM. They appear to be fragments of the lieutenant's paperwork, half finished. You make out notes on this and other recent cases.
I had Garth open the door to your room. You were running a low bacterial fever the first night.
Thank you for keeping this thing alive a little longer.
It would have been easy were it not for my concussion. We both got lucky, considering the odds we faced. Let's go.
Medicinal supplies in the cupboard. Mercurochrome, a scalpel, antibiotics.
The bed's a little nicer now.
Newly replaced glass, shining in the morning light. The stereo 8 player has been reunited with its right speaker. Ouch, that leg hurts. Maybe if you don't run, it'll be okay. Looks like she's left something on the table.
Next to the stack of bills, you see a note. A few lines jotted down in large, uneven handwriting, just as the writer was about to rush out the door. I'm sorry, I fucked everyone over. P.S. I didn't kill him. P.P.S. Gift upstairs.
A gift?
The lieutenant turns to the staircase suspiciously, looking for any signs of another presence in the shadows above. Seems she left in a hurry.
It's hardly surprising.
What could this gift be?
I am not drawing my gun, yet, but I don't like gifts.
He says he's not, but his hand moves instinctively toward his holster as he studies the note. Just don't walk into another radio trap, okay? Relax. Not everyone is out to trap you.
Not this time, anyway. Did she take all her drugs with her?
The medicine cabinet is empty. Not even a toothbrush. Pity.
She's really cleaned this out.
Mm-hmm. She certainly had her priorities straight when she was packing.
Red thread, made of nylon, leads out of the room and onto the roof.
You see the same two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman, only now a red thread bisects the room, pointing from the antenna outside to the cupboard on the wall.
This is ballistics. She's left a trajectory for us.
The lieutenant tests the thread with his finger. Drawn taut, it rebounds instantly.
A ray of backward motion explodes from his mouth to the roof outside. A prime. to then widen into a radius of locations in Martinez. B prime, B double prime, and B triple prime.
Where does the thread lead?
It suggests the bullet came from the extreme upper quadrant of possible angles, from a point beyond the roof. B triple prime, the island in the bay.
How did she know how to do this?
She was there that night. She would have known precisely where the bullet hole was in the glass.
She had a long time to think about it after, standing on that roof, staring at the glass.
It also looks like there may be more to her skill set than we know. The question is, should we trust her?
This is her way of saying she's sorry.
I find that hard to believe. But at this point, what difference does it make?
She trying to tell us the shot came from the island?
Unless she thinks the perpetrator was standing on the ring antenna. That is where the thread seems to point.
He nods. There are ruins on that island. A sunken sea fort. I saw it through the coin-operated viewer.
I remember.
He looks out the window and onto the bay. This is also the only point of origin we haven't ruled out yet.
So it is.
For a second he seems tired.
You seem unenthusiastic.
I just haven't gotten a lot of sleep these past few days.
He doesn't really believe this will yield anything.
Maybe we need to go to the island. The wind blows in from the open window. The lieutenant sighs, looking in the cold distance across the water.
He is trying to justify it to himself. There, across the grey water, amidst crumbling concrete, a birch tree, and the half-sunken ruins of a flak tower.
I remember an anti-aircraft gun, or the ruins of one on the island, from the coin-operated viewer.
Could be the makings of a sniper's nest.
He nods.
Why not? Military fortifications are made for that kind of thing.
I don't have anything to say. It's just something we have to do, Kim.
I understand.
He will. He has it in him.
I'm going to the island. Are you in?
Of course, of course. I'm in.
He takes a second to gather himself, then says...
How do we get there? Joyce Messier had a sloop, but she's gone.
Liliane, the net picker. She's tarring her boat.
Ah, yes, of course. The village. Let's go.
The thread is tied to the antenna.
You clearly see footprints.
Jackpot.
Yeah, not so much. Well, let's go see who's still alive.
Oh, you're up. It's good to see you back on your feet. Did you like your room? I cleaned it for you.
I did. Thank you. Big improvement.
You're welcome. I thought it would be nice for you to wake up in a clean place after you, let's be fair, defended this establishment and its clientele from gunfire. I give credit where credit is due, and that, sir, was a nice shot. I was watching until you hit him. Crawled inside then. Bullets started flying. Anyway.
He clears his throat.
He really wants you to realize that he was also on the balcony looking by. In the danger zone, so to say.
I wish you a quick recovery. Also, you and your partner are staying here free now. This establishment supports cops. The stay is free, the drinks are not. It just felt I needed to specify that.
Where did everyone go?
Oh, you know, people don't tend to stick around after shootouts. Turns out they're not good for business.
What happened to the man with the sunglasses?
I don't remember everyone who comes here, and many people wear sunglasses inside lately. Must be a fad.
I feel called out. Okay, so I have to mention, when it happened, you were right out there on the balcony.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. That's because I'm a bad ass.
It really took courage. Don't pick at him.
Just nod, stoically.
He nods back at you, even more stoically. Just two badass men nodding stoically.
Awkward.
Make that three. The lieutenant is nodding too, hands crossed.
Amazing. All right, thanks.
No problem. They'll come back. They always do.
Goodbye.
Hi again, gendarme.
No.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
Goodbye.
Seeing you approach, the bruised man raises his bear in welcome.
Crazy motherfucker. Didn't think you had that fury in you. But I guess I've misjudged a lot of people lately. That was one hell of a shot. Hell of a shot. The fucks did not expect that.
He looks at you with unmistakable respect.
I guess what I'm trying to say here is, thank you for intervening, fellas. That was mighty brave of you.
He extends his hand.
His hand is covered in bruises and half plastered. Still, this hulking lump of man is glad to be alive. This is big. It's as big of a thank you as Titus Hardy can muster under any circumstances.
Now, how can I help you?
I'm sorry about the people you lost.
Dio was old. I think he'd be pretty happy with the way he went. Never could imagine him withering away on a sickbed. But Lizzie and Angus, they were just stupid kids. Didn't realize the shit they got into before it was too late. I feel responsible for both. For all of them, really.
Here it comes. The last one is the worst one. He only deals with it by drinking copious amounts of 8% beer. An honest tactic, and effective.
And Glenn was my friend. Best I've ever had. I love that crazy homo like my own brother. We're all fucked without him. But what do? This job is shit.
Hold on. Where's that shanky fellow?
Dennis, that poor little rat is dead too. I always thought he'd run. But no, he stayed. Stupid, brave fella.
He didn't like him. That only makes it worse.
They were good people. I'm sorry it went like that.
Well, yeah. Memento mori. Right.
Yeah, totally.
Absolutely. Today, I'm going to get drunk, eat good food, and bed a good-looking girl. 'Cause tomorrow, a motor carriage might run me over.
Or you might die of a heart failure. Or syphilis.
Hey. Fuck you for ruining a beautiful idea.
What's going to happen to the Hardy Boys now?
I guess I'll take a closer look at our union members. There's bound to be some ambitious fellows there who'd love nothing more than advancing social democracy by busting some heads. Might even ask Tibbs if he's tired of replacing windows, and maybe wants to have some fun with his brother. Anyway, don't you worry. As long as Titus Hardy's standing, there will be Hardy Boys.
Do you know what happened to Claudio?
Don't know. Don't care. I'll be glad if I never see that fucking woman again.
Even after all that hell, he's still bitter about her?
Okay, got it.
He nods and takes another sip of whiskey.
Any idea what I should do now?
Judging by the sight of you, I'd suggest crawling into bed with a bottle of whiskey in one hand and a big tit in the other.
Yeah, go pay Monica a visit in Janrock. She's got a knack for making men forget about their worries. Biggest pair of milkers in all Rebacho.
Hell, you both look like you could use some feminine company right now.
Thank you for your advice.
Couldn't we all?
And you too, Alain. I do always appreciate a good use of the expression milkers.
You're welcome, Bina Claude. You're all right in my book.
So long, fellows. Be good so I don't have to come back here again.
Take care, coppers. You two look after yourselves now. Death passed on you today, but men don't get that lucky twice.
Copo loco. And normal cop, I guess. Good luck in Shamrock. Scars made the best tattoos, they say.
Thanks for getting involved, guys. Not a lot of cops would step into that line of fire, but you did.
And if you ever feel like the uniform is holding you back, I've got a few vacancies. You'd make one hardy boy, Copper.
And Titus Hardy himself would make a good officer. That man was born to lead.
The RSM could really use a man like you, Titus. Think about it.
I will, Capo. That's a promise. Now scoot, 'cause the Hardy boys got some mourning and drinking to do.
Take it easy on the drink. The danger has not passed. This town needs you on your feet.
Good point, Beano Claude. We'll keep the vol under 12% tonight.
Yeah. It's all about money. All about money. A day. Turn. Oh my god. Is this written in blood?
The graffito has been painted over the traces of the fight that took place here. It smells of blood and heavy fuel oil. This was Cindy the Skull.
One day, I will return to the side of you. Looks like Cindy the Skull finally found the words for her masterpiece.
The lieutenant crouches, touching the fuel oil with his finger.
Looks like it, yes. This is still fresh. It wasn't here yesterday.
I smell heavy fuel oil.
And blood. Some of it is even yours.
Heavy fuel oil. Isn't that flammable?
Step back, Lieutenant.
The fuel oil catches fire immediately with an ominous hiss. A bright orange flash across the surface of the letters. Black smoke rises from the burning message. What if the words are not directed at the people of Martinez, or even the coalition aerostatics above the city? They're meant for something above even those.
You've been policed. Say nothing.
The lieutenant has taken a small step back. He looks at your face illuminated by the flames and nods silently. Then the fire falters. The flames warmed him too. Not at all in a bad way.
Let's go to that island.
Slowly, the flames subside, the fuel burning out. The air still smells of mazout and springtime.
Heavy metal. Let's make that phone call.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the...
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Precinct 57, we've been attacked. I repeat, Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi and I...
Something is wrong. Only static hisses through the speaker.
Hello?
No reply. Only the mindless drone of static crawling through the air.
It's been this way for a while now. My guess is the Union is listening in on our conversations and jamming outward communications to protect themselves from Crenel. It only happens when someone mentions the attack. The rest is unaffected. Our best bet is to carry on like nothing happened. That is, if we don't want us cut off the grid completely.
Isn't that dangerous?
No more dangerous than stepping between 3 armed mercenaries and 8 Union men, I hope.
He glances over his shoulder.
I don't like it either, but that's the way it is. The street seems safe enough to me. If anything, taking out the mercs made things calmer. For now.
He flicks off the radio. Silence.
You can try calling again. Just don't mention the tribunal. And remember, they are listening in.
They're shutting you up. Silencing you. Don't fucking drop your guard. Everything sounds okay. No drumbeat of total war yet. If anything, everything sounds too okay. In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Right.
10-4, come in. Fireworker, over.
I'm happy to report that I found my badge.
10-4, sir, glad to hear that. I'll write down that there is no need to issue a new one to you then. Over.
Feels good to get that off your chest, right? Celebration with beer?
I have successfully located my 9mm Villiers pistol. It's on me now, and I won't lose it again.
10-4, sir, roger that, and very glad to hear it. I will make relevant changes to the report.
Jules, I've heard that some people think of me as a la puta madre espion. Do you think I'm corrupted?
10-4, sir. Well, there's been some talk, sir.
Some talk. What does it even mean there's been some talk? Do they think I'm corrupt or not?
I only meant that there's been some talk in the station, that's all. But there's always some talk in the station. You know how officers in Jamrock are. But then again, some of us truly are on the take. It's unfortunate. Over.
That's all for now.
Roger that. 10-10, over and out.
With those words, the cabin becomes silent again, the radio microphone resting on its hook. I think I should go get more drugs. Maybe.
My man, you're alive. Almost. Kind of. Sort of alive?
Alive and lipping.
Man, what a day. I missed out on most of the action, but I heard it was quite the encounter. Had a strong sense of finality to it. So what's next? You guys heading back to Jamrock now? Talk is local union muscle were behind it all. I'd reckon the case is closed, even if it kind of turned into a shit show.
It wasn't the local union muscle, by the way.
Hey, that's just what I heard. Old wives' tale. So, what next?
I'm still looking around. Loose threads to tie up.
Good luck with that, my man. Ain't easy being you, but hey, you're still breathing, right?
That's all for now. It's true. Ain't easy being breezy. So we're going to the island. Hey, the old lady's gone. What the hell? Can I buy more bullets at the pawn shop or something? I feel like I'm gonna need some more pew pew. Yeah, I've got one bullet. Don't miss your chance to blow. One shot.
Mon Dieu! You set it on fire. What kind of a policeman are you?
A beacon of light in the dull shores of mediocrity. You're welcome, Martinez.
Oh, well, thank you, officer. It certainly lightened the mood. Very cozy, like a little street fair almost.
Bye for now. Flame on. Woo! Spicy.
If you don't mind, please put the flashlight away. Some of us have photonic sensitivities.
Oh, all right. Sorry about that.
I do appreciate it. Between you and me, this is why I don't get involved in local politics.
Well, someone has to.
So it goes. Now, what can I do for you?
Yeah.
You see rows of toys sold.
Yeah, I don't care about any of that.
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor.
It's even possible to get 700?
All the old boom.
Okay.
You keep coming back. That's good, officer. The shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. One.
Don't care. All right. Let's stop dicking around. Let's go to the shacks here. I'm gonna skip the pharmacy for now.
Our tenant, the police.
Wait.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the
I
waves
got
don't
shot.
keep eye. Even I can see that. I told you not to bring your trouble with you, policeman. We've got troubles of our own here. Though I suppose you took the worst of it. Turns out you were your own ill omen.
The woman chuckles to herself. I guess you were right. The men with guns were coming for me after all.
I'm not sure those were the last of the men with guns either. There are always more coming for your kind, officer.
Then we'll be ready for them.
I'm off. See you around, nerd.
Officer, what happened? You're limping. Why are you limping? You look terrible.
She sounds almost disappointed with you, reprimanding you for falling and hurting your knee.
Some people hurt me.
Is this from the shooting in town? We heard gunshots. Not that we don't hear gunshots all the time, but they were closer than usual.
There was an exchange of fire on Rue de Saint-Guylaine. It's nothing to be worried about, madame.
I have a question for you.
Of course. Can I help you with something?
We need to get to that island.
That won't be a problem. It's wind still and the tar just dried. We've got 2 days of relative sunshine ahead.
What's on that island? I saw some kind of ruins through the binoculars.
Used to be some kind of fortification there before the war. For the communards. An anti-aircraft gun, I think. Bombed to bits in the landing. I haven't been there myself. Always steered clear of it.
Who has been there?
My husband used to drink there. Him and his drinking buddies. Always seemed like a bad place to drink to me. People died there during the landing, you know. My mother told me. Hundreds, maybe thousands even. The kids sometimes go there too. I know they do. On barges. I tell them not to, but they bring back old bullet casings and such.
Which kids?
The twins. God forbid they bring the girl along on some rickety barge.
Can we maybe ask your twins about that place before we go? Would that be alright?
Be my guest. They have a strange way of talking. See if you can get anything useful out of them. I seldom do.
2 days of sunshine? I just got a bacterial infection.
I'm sad to hear that. Take care of that with Ether, will you? Don't get too many RCM men round here. Be sad to lose the first one.
That's cool. You boasting your bacterial infection like that.
Is there anything I should know about getting there?
Well, most of it's sunken. Underwater. That means concrete underwater. Cut your boat if you're not careful. Be sure to enter from the south side. Water's deep there.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Can we borrow your boat?
If you promise to bring it back. And no scraping the hull. I just got it nice and yellow. And no drinking on the boat. And no joyriding either.
Joyriding?
Of course, ma'am. It's only for a day or two. Official police business.
Aye.
Nod along attentively.
The crow's feet disappear from the corners of her eyes as she smiles at you.
Thank you. We'll use your skiff to get there then.
Please be conservative with the fuel, will you? Just filled her up, but it's a small tank.
Be seeing you. Alright, let's go talk to the twins.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone while the other watches him do it.
Okay, kids. You've been to that island, right?
On that island?
The one who's busy kicking a stone points the bay. Yes, that one. I need to know what's there.
That's, nothing. It's just a seafort and some plants. You can take a raft there. It's great. And we make a fire. We make a fire. Mm-hmm. Gather the sticks for the fire. And bullets. Oh, not real bullets. Empty bullets.
Mm-hmm.
There are lights. The fire guy comes and asks us to put the fire out.
Someone lives on the island?
No.
The boy answers, shaking his head vehemently.
Yes.
His brother looks at him, then at you.
Let's go with yes.
Why is he the fire guy?
Because
The boy pauses to think.
he asks to put the fire out.
The other explains. Why does he ask you to put the fire out?
I don't know. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like people to be there. You shouldn't go. Yes.
The other one adds, laconically. Standing with his hands glued to his sides like a little tin soldier. You mentioned something about lights?
I don't know.
Did you mean there are electrical lights?
He points to the street light.
Yes.
The boy looks at his toes. Is there anything else you can tell me about this guy? Age? Does he live there?
No, he doesn't live there. I don't think. No, he lives there. Been there twice, 2 times. He doesn't live there. He isn't there sometimes.
Anything else? What does this guy look like?
I don't know.
They say almost in unison. How come?
We ran. He just yelled we shouldn't be there.
Her father used to go to that island too, didn't he?
Our father killed himself. Don't say that, he didn't.
His brother punches him. The boy's eyes well up like he's about to start crying. Your father did not kill himself.
I don't know.
The boy who made the claim finds himself unsure of it. He looks around.
Doesn't even have anything to do with this, you. Father isn't the fire guy.
Is that all you know? Is there anything more you can tell me about the island?
There's,
The boy says, rubbing his eyes. It's clear that he has no intention of finishing the sentence.
Lights, fire guy. We should check up on that island.
Children are stupid.
maybe you're stupid. Don't say that. He's a police officer.
His brother whispers. Bye, kids. Take care. Kids are stupid. Wait, how do I take the boat? Oh, it's the boat on the dock. Allez-vous en. Wait. It's party time.
A skiff with a small steering engine in the back floats on the calm mirror of the sea. Its 2 seats are empty. The boat's belly is a shiny yellow color, industrial paint over fresh tar. You see it reflect off the water, along with the factory number, A72. Once you get in, that's it. One pull of the starter handle, and you're off into the bay. A strange trepidation comes over you. Are you sure you want to go now? Have you made all the necessary preparations? Closed all your accounts? Remember what the net picker said. It's a small tank. You won't be going back and forth on this.
Not ready yet. Alright, let's go buy some drugs. Strangely enough, I can't fast travel again. I don't understand. What's his name still up there?
A lorry stuck at the window, fumes of heavy fuel. Boyadero stares at you with respect, then gestures towards the trickles of blood adorning your clothes.
Danger comes with the Boyadero lifestyle, right?
There are types of danger. The one I'm usually concerned with is lung cancer or getting mauled by wildlife, not bullets. It calls back to an older era where this was commonplace, though. You have a true Boyadero heart.
Right. So where is everyone?
Hiding, gathering themselves. The harbor's in full lockdown, friend. No getting in or out, for the time being.
You can't help me get inside?
No, man. Not today. Today is war.
What's going to happen next?
Time will tell. I'll tell Everard you dropped by. I'm sure he'll be glad.
Gives you a small wink. What will you be doing now?
I'll be okay here, doing lookout. Quite the sight, aren't they? Getting to like that red I am. Don't worry about me. I live to alleviate the worries of our brothers. See if any insane killers turn up. Then I'll run. And live.
I'm sure you'll do good.
You know it, friend.
He smooths his mustache with his hand. Good talking to you. Gotta run. I need some drugs. Yellow roses in the window. Those aren't the flowers that I left for Kasia.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs.
Give me some.
Okay, here. I hope so. Okay, here. I hope. Okay, here. I
Okay,
hope safety.
okay.
The tear machine stands. Your bottles clunk.
Heck yeah. Okay, I think we're ready, as we're gonna be.
The skiff floats on the... Once you get in, that's... Have you made... Remember what the net picker
You can take
said?
the engine, Kim.
It's
I'll hold the
small
boombox.
tank.
What?
What? How else do we blast Sad FM on our way to this island?
Fine. Let's blast Sad FM then.
Get in and ride to the island. Amazing. Doing my Captain Morgan with the boombox.
boat comes to a slow stop. The lieutenant turns the engine off. Then there's silence.
That was a little stretched out for no reason.
In the silence, a sputter of wings. A flock of quails takes off in the distance. There is very little wind here today. The ghost is standing still. You look at your arms, then the cliffs above you. Let's go.
A makeshift bridge. The bombs are powerful enough to break the foundation. The rusted chain trails off into the ocean.
The chain trails off into the ocean, connecting the island to the supply depot on the coast.
This leads to the depot on Land's End.
Ah, yes, so it seems.
What do you think it was used for?
For bringing munitions to the island, maybe? And supplies? You could also lock the bay when you raise the chain.
As a defensive measure, lock it off that side of the bay.
Lock it from whom?
From enemies. Enemies of the commune of Revachol. This sea fort was a revolutionary fortification, I believe.
Stairs feel ancient. Soldiers' feet ran up them long ago. Attention! Inflammable! Some fuel is leaked out of the barrel. Black. Viscous.
The dry grass crackles under your feet as you stop. Far away, birds' wings touch the still surface of the sea.
What is that flutter?
The flock of quail departs. Now more than 100 meters away. 102, 105.
Underneath the flutter.
On the islet, there is almost no wind. Just the light movement of air through the reeds. Bulrushes swaying on the waterline. Long dried leaves chafing against each other. The great ghost of the air is holding its breath.
To the west.
A silent hiss. Sea air moving through the needles of a pine tree.
To the east.
The faraway roar of the city. Distant like today's dream. Before it, the sound of sand. The low tide filtered through its grains. A bird tending to its feathers.
Ahead.
A low hum. The air slowly moves through a concrete box, through its ancient slits and cracks, resonating, hollow. A big building.
Beyond that, further north.
Air flows out of a pillbox window. There is very little there. The air cossets flowers on a meadow. Absolute silence. Reeds motionless. Bulrushes motionless.
Can't have any company.
Below the silence?
Col de Mamadakwa. We are way out now. Way out in the west.
Kim?
Yes?
This is where a lesser man would stop to think about the pain shooting up his right leg and into his groin. Not you. You're concentrated on how.
Have you noticed how quiet it is?
I have. Is that why we're stopping?
Mm-hmm. Wait, I have to listen to one more thing.
The lieutenant nods in silence.
Or not. Warm air from the inside of the building. It's warmer there than out here. The barrel says ICM. You see a star with little specks in it. The little birch from the coin-operated viewer still holding on. No way to get up there. Stairs are gone. Careful not to fall. The cliff face looks steep. Can we get over there? No? Can I walk along the coast? Can. These tires are falling apart. They're at least 50 years old. Okay. Into the bunker. Oh, we're up here. This was once an armament rest. Twin cannons were attached here. Medium distance, large caliber. Careful, these stairs have collapsed.
An old cylindrical generator is nested above the ammo lift, with makeshift electrical wiring running out of its side and across the floor. The cables disappear into the wall to your right. The lieutenant puts his hand on the metal barrel, checking for warmth.
Yeah, Bede.
It's cold now, but someone has been maintaining it. The wiring has been repaired.
Here's somebody tried to save you at the gym. Where do these wires lead?
Downstairs, somewhere?
What kind of generator is this?
Liquid carbon. I would imagine it takes mazout.
He points to the open fuel cap on the side of the dynamo.
The kind that's favored by vagrants and fuel thieves. It's been a long winter, long and cold.
Tap on the side.
A hollow ring. The canister is empty. Dust falls from the generator and down into the ammo lift.
So I do have that jug of fuel that I've been carrying around for a million years, but we're gonna sit tight on that one first. What does this mean? A generator here?
I don't know. I'm not a philosopher.
I meant, why is it here?
Someone who has basic electrical skills has restored it in order to keep the room warm. Maybe it's the fire guy.
The wind outside picks up suddenly, with a faint howl. Inside, it's warm.
I'm always spying, man. Books, mostly fantastique and historical fiction. Dishes stained with sauce and fire. Survivor's kitchen. An arrow or shirt. Interesting. A moth-bitten bedsheet keeps the wind out.
Books and magazines lie scattered on the floor and on a makeshift cupboard. They are not particularly well organized.
Let's sift through them.
Most are soft covers, serialized fantastique and detective stories from the 20s and 30s. This disparate digest includes the classic Animal Adventures. Among what is mostly commercial fiction and serialized stories, you find a magazine cathodique for electrical engineering. Then it's back to pulp. Light erotica, an international thriller about circuit benders.
Someone's made themselves a home.
The lieutenant inspects the softcover.
Not that you can tell. This is a digest of someone who's dead bored. Most of it is for entertainment purposes, fittingly right next to the radiola on the floor.
Okay.
You do feel there's something you're not getting here, though. Oh well. The print in some of these is pretty small, though. This person has good eyesight.
You see candles planted on a broken rangefinder.
Soft covers. There's a greasy old spring mattress in the corner, resting on piles of soft cover books. White linen and a pillow are visible under a worn-out caracal blanket.
Someone has been squatting here. The linen is fresh, recently washed.
Oh, recently.
You force the rest of the sentence out through pain, thick as molasses, no longer able to hear yourself speak.
You know, officer, you can rest here if you are feeling tired. I will keep watch. You could use some rest for what's ahead.
No time to rest now.
Yes, anytime. If you need a rest later, it's okay by me.
You don't have to be a hero.
Or do I? Great blast door must weigh over 10 tons. Rust peels off of it.
You see a small metal door nested inside a larger one. A heavy steel blast door. There is a conventional keyhole above the handle. It's very small.
What's on the other side?
Another part of the island, probably. The lock looks like it could still be usable.
How do we open this?
Maybe this is one of the doors we don't open?
He looks at the door, then at his bigger brother, then at the lock.
He's right. It would be better to open its big brother. A powerful engine hangs under the ceiling. It must control the blast door.
I'll find us not opening it highly unlikely.
Alright, I retract my statement. It was naive. Let's look around and get it open.
Can I get down there? Oh, I can. Interesting.
Green paint flecks off the monoblock aluminium cabinet. There are rows of switches on the front panel, a frequency band, and even a keyboard. The keys rattle like teeth. This keyboard hasn't been functional in decades.
What is this then?
The console of an anti-computation device. The generator upstairs, with wires coming out, they terminate here.
Could this open the blast door?
Possibly. Urgence, ouvert, allumé, radio diffusé. It sounds like this device was used to control the electronics here. Maybe it still does.
This device was used to control the electronics in the room. It could open doors, control lights, function as a radio computer.
Let's push the light button.
Nothing happens. The dial slides under the glass. Silently, you make out defunct stations on the UKV frequency. The words, Feld Insula, are written on the band.
Insular. This is an off-air radio computer, I believe, used for military communications.
Alright, I'm going to equip my gun for now. We're going to go look around a little bit. Hatches jammed shut. Firing slit. Can't see inside. Must have been a direct hit to take out such a huge chunk. The distant sound of cargo ships. Signal horns echo on the water. I think it's set in an alternate reality, somewhere around the 70s. Although in the in-game timer, it's in the 50s. Yeah, it's like 51 or something. 1951. Pain in your pelvis makes you wince, and you continue. The inside of the fortress, you make out the console and the blast door. An old medicine cabinet, newly stocked with duraamine. A weathered artillery map showing coordinates in the Bay of Revachol. Oh, more fuel.
There's a rain-soaked mattress on a concrete slab, only half covered by the crumbling roof. At the head of it, double embrasures, firing slits like two eyes in the wall.
B triple prime. This looks like a good place to shoot from.
Let's inspect the
A
mattress.
single-person mattress, modern, civilian use. Brand name, Marjorie. There's a fuel stain on the cover, along with cigarette burns, and an empty can of beans on the ground next to it, filled to the brim with cigarette butts.
Gross. Let's pick one out again.
The silhouette of a tobacco picker adorns the paper filter. The brand, Tio Moteri.
Geometry, like the ones we found at Land's End, remember?
I may have been wrong when I said it was unimportant. This means the same person could have visited both locations. I didn't see any signs of smoking inside though. If people live there, they keep it tidy. This here may also be a smoking spot.
Let's inspect the wall.
There's a firing slit in the wall in front of you. like a little window.
Let's touch the concrete first.
Quite old and grimy from years without cleaning by anything other than the rain.
Look through the hole.
The springs screech as you lean on the mattress and crane your neck to look out. Trepidation. A tingling feeling in your stomach. A small piece of Martinez coastline opens up in the square in front of you, like a tiny landscape painting. 1 kilometer across the water. The ruins look familiar.
On the left?
A towering skyscraper, its top floors shaved off by artillery fire. Capeside apartments. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A and 33B.
On the right?
The red chimney and collapsed back of the 4-story tenement in front of the whirling in rags. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 10. The doomed commercial area.
In between the two?
The box-shaped silhouette of the whirling in rags. Its sloped roof, a tiny fleck of light catches your eye on the rooftop. Sunlight reflecting off the upstairs window of Clausia's room.
Beep.
What does that mean? Do you have line of sight to the window?
More than that.
Kim, with a pair of binoculars, I would be able to see inside the room.
A pair of binoculars? Or a scope of a rifle? You'd be prone, lying on a mattress, barrel resting on the embrasure.
Cheek against a cheek rest, hand on the hair trigger, on a calm day like this.
Kim, I could make it. I could make this shot.
Good. I think we have it, Detective. The origin of the shot. This is the sniper's nest.
Affirmative.
Booyah! Master cop work.
It's only moderately effective cop work until we have the weapon. It will not be, how do you say it, booyah, until we have that.
Could the shooter still be here?
Where?
On this island.
He does not answer, just nods. With his back hunched, he looks around once more and says he feels uncomfortable suddenly.
We should move now.
Things are going down. I feel eyes on your back. Someone's watching, but you can't say where. Well. The winch is broken. Rust has eaten what remains of the chain.
A strange feeling, looking at the water. Maybe you should just wander off into the sea. Leave it all and walk in with a bottle in your hand.
Why?
Perhaps there's someone there, under the water, waiting for you, in front of the video rental, on the corner, at the crossing, smelling of tutti frutti and betrayal. Baby, you know it's going to hurt.
Razor sight.
In the rain mirror of the bay, you see Martinez, reflected. Tall edifices of ruins reach into the water, like shimmering towers. And the shacks too. Pine trees and motor lorries, upside down. Islets and posts, like stepping stones, lead into the water in front of you. Go. Step in. It's been too long.
Nah. Did I shoot it? Was I the man who shot the mercenary? Did La Puta Madre send me? I'm the real villain. Where'd that come from? Water rushes below. Far down below. Oh, I didn't explore this one. +2 empathy.
This old cylinder, the lieutenant assists you, holding the canister up to the fuel tank as you tilt. Dark brown, viscous fluid pours out, and the room fills with a chemical smell. The There's a red starter switch on the side of the cylinder and a start rope on the other side. The lieutenant flicks the switch. The recoil start wakes the old generator up. The machine sputters like an old warhorse before settling down to a rattle.
That should do it.
Okay.
A dim golden glow animates the console. Faint, like a ghost light. Urgence ouvert reads one dial key. Allumer reads another.
It's on. Turn emergency open.
Automatic boot. The lighting in the room turns on with a sizzle. A dim ambient orange. The dial slides under the dust.
Insular.
The blast door opens with a series of clicks. A shaft of light appears, then widens as the light shines in.
This is a little overly done.
A sudden wave of anxiety makes your skin crawl. No, it's more than that. There's something there, waiting.
After you.
Before, outside, when we were walking across the sand, I felt someone watching me.
So did I. Not back there, but I felt it since we came here.
What's there?
I don't know.
A thin wisp of smoke rises from a charred black fire pit. The wind picks up, then dies down again.
Let's go. Well, we're gonna save this until next time. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna go grab something to eat, and I'll be on later tonight. Take care. Hope to see you again later.